Happy Friday to everybody. And there are 6 games tonight, so relatively busy for a Friday. This schedule in March is just brutal. I'm just saying, and I can't think of a team that's had an easy March when you look at their schedule. Either they're very busy or they're playing very difficult opponents, or in some cases it's both. And tonight, every game has playoff implications except one. So why don't we start things with that game? The Canucks are at home to the New Jersey Devils. The most miserable road team that there is, and yet they're coming off of a win in Edmonton. So they're trying to make it 2 out of 3 against the Western Canadian teams with a win against Vancouver tonight. They get there. And we'll see what happens because both teams are fighting injuries. Both teams are fighting consistency issues. And really, honestly, if not for the goaltending in the case of Vancouver, they would be much worse than what they are. 26, 36, and 9 is the record for New Jersey. 29, 32, and 9 is the record for Vancouver. So we're close to the end of the season for both these teams. Vancouver at the 70-game mark. There's only 12 games left. In the case of the New Jersey Devils, looks like there's 71, so 11 games left. Yeah, it's just the season's going to be over soon is the best way to put it. On the road, New Jersey's 9, 24, and 3. At home, Vancouver is 16, 13, and 4. So neither are great records. New Jersey won the meeting between these two teams in New Jersey this year, so this is the second and final meeting. In March, New Jersey's 1, 5, and 1. Vancouver is 2 and 3 in the month of March. And so there's that. Scoring leaders, Palmieri has 27 goals and 23 assists for 50 points to lead the New Jersey Devils. Heischer, 17 goals, 27 assists, 44 points. Zajac, 17 goals, 24 assists, 41 points. On the Vancouver side, Pettersson, that's right, I said Peterson, 26 goals, 32 assists, 58 points. He is now below a point per game for the first time this season. Horvat, 24 goals, 26 assists for him. And Brock Besser, 23 goals, 25 assists for 48 points. So again, nobody's really tearing up the charts when it comes to the goals and the points, but at least the 3 points leaders for the Canucks are their young core that they're looking to build around. Shots leaders, Palmieri leads the way with 207 for New Jersey. Bo Horvat leads the way for Vancouver with 204. Ice time leaders, Severson and Vatanen both have 21 minutes and 46 seconds average. Edler leads the way for the Canucks with 23 minutes and 47 seconds on average. And he's been above that average a lot lately. That being said, he's also had his share of mistakes in recent games, and I think it's because they're overplaying him. It's tricky with Edler. It's a balance they got to find. Plus-minus leader for New Jersey is Nico Hischier with a +4. On the Vancouver side, it's Pettersson. That's right, I said Peterson. And Stetcher, both at +9. Penalty minute leaders, Miles Wood has 72 for New Jersey. Roussel, who's out for the rest of the year, will finish with 118. I don't know that any Canucks will catch him at that total. Starting goaltenders, no confirmation for New Jersey. I'd go with Corey Schneider because he played against Vancouver. Played for Vancouver. So play him against him, right? So Blackwood 6 and 8 with a .919 save percentage. Schneider's 5, 10 and 3 with an .898 save percentage. On the Vancouver side, Markstrom's been confirmed. He's 25, 20, and 8 with a .913 save percentage. Demko will be the backup. He's 1 and 2 with an .895 save percentage. And again, and I hate to say this, but I'm not sure why Demko got brought up this year. I really don't know that this year has helped his development. I think if they'd kept Nilsson for the rest of the year and brought Demko up in October, I honestly think it would have been better, but hindsight's 2020. Next up, Vegas. These guys. This right here. This, of course, a hat that I wore at the Vegas game. First Vegas game I went to. And apparently it really stood out on camera. Vegas is 38, 27, and 5. They're in against the Dallas Stars, who are 37, 28, and 5. Now, Dallas, coming off of a win last night in Minnesota. The Dallas Stars are now third in the division, so Dallas looking to move up. Vegas, also third in the division. They don't really have to worry about moving up or moving down. Vegas, there really isn't any pressure on them. But on the road, they're 17, 17, and 1. They want to get that 18th win and push themselves above 500 on the road. At home, Dallas is 21-11-2. They're very solid at home. The difference with Dallas right now is they've started getting better on the road. It's a slow process, but they've started getting better on the road. Now, Vegas has won both meetings between these teams this year. This is the third and final meeting. Let's see if Dallas breaks that wall, as it were. In March, Vegas is 4-1. In March, Dallas is 5-1. So get her on. This is gonna be a pretty darn good game. As you can see, I'm favoring Vegas probably wins this. Dallas is the second night of a back-to-back. There's no confirmation about what's going to happen with the goaltending, but I would expect Hudobin was going to start this game anyways, so we'll see. Scoring leaders for Vegas, Alex Tuch, 18 goals and 30 assists for him. Marchessault, 20 goals, 27 assists, and Carlson, 19 goals, 25 assists. Mark Stone, of course, has played 7 games for them, 2 goals, 3 assists in those 7 games. On the Dallas side of things, Tyler Seguin, 27 goals, 38 assists. Radulov, 22 goals, 34 assists. And Jamie Benn, 25 goals, 22 assists for 47 points. Shots leaders, Marchessault leads the way for Vegas with 243. Tyler Seguin, 273 to lead the Dallas Stars. Ice time leaders, Nate Schmidt leads the way for Vegas with 22 minutes and 12 seconds per game on average. Whereas Esa Lindell is the leader for Dallas, 24 minutes and 32 seconds. Yeah, it surprises me too, to be honest. Esa Lindell, those had a very solid season. Plus minus leaders, Nate Schmidt and Cody Eakin for Vegas with a plus 18. Alex Radulov, plus 18 on the Dallas side of things. Your penalty minutes leaders, Ryan Reeves, of course, with Vegas, 60 penalty minutes. And Roman Polak has 65 for the Dallas Stars. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup. I expect Marc-Andre Fleury. He's 34-19-5 with a .912 save percentage. Subban is 4-7 with a .902 save percentage. As I said, I expect Hudobin here for Dallas. Bishop's 24-14-2 with a .933 save percentage. Let's hope he's okay. Hudobin 13-14-3 with a .924 save percentage. So it should be a very competitive game between these two teams. And, of course, Dallas has the opportunity, potentially, to move up and catch Nashville or Winnipeg. I don't see Vegas being able to catch Calgary or San Jose. I don't see it. That being said, we're moving along. Carolina, 38-24-7. Tonight, the bunch of jerks are in Columbus against the 39-28-3 Columbus Blue Jackets. Carolina on the road has been impressive, 20-13-3. At home, Columbus is less impressive at 19-16-2. And it is something that if Columbus is going to get in the playoffs, they have to fix that home record. They have to win some games at home. The thing is, they've played 37 games at home, so they only have 4 left, including tonight. Carolina's won 2 out of 3 matchups between these teams this year. We'll see whether or not they can make it 3 out of 4. In March, Carolina's 4-1-1, whereas Columbus is 3-4 in the month of March. So again, they go all in at the deadline. Everybody declares them winners at the trade deadline, and they lose 4 out of 7 after the trade deadline. So, really, this is why I say declaring winners on trade deadline day. I don't do it because you look silly within a couple of weeks. Scoring leaders, Aho leads the way for Carolina with 30 goals, 47 assists for 77 points. Teravainen, 18 goals, 47 assists for 65 points. Williams, 20 goals, 25 assists for 45 points. On the Columbus side, Panarin, 25 goals, 49 assists, 74 points. He has slowed down, however. Atkinson, 38 goals, 25 assists for 63 points. And Dubois, 23 goals, 31 assists for 54 points. Your shots leaders, Dougie Hamilton has 214. For the record, Aho has 213. Atkinson for Columbus, 261. Pretty solid numbers there. Your ice time leaders, Jacob Slavin with 22 minutes and 55 seconds on average for Carolina. Seth Jones, 25 minutes, 55 seconds to lead the way for Columbus. Plus minus leaders, Brett Pesce leads the way there for Carolina with a plus 30. Ryan Murray leads the way for Columbus with a plus 20 now. He's had your standard injury issues this year as well, but when he's been healthy and he's played, he's actually been pretty solid this year. Penalty minutes leaders, surprisingly, it's Svechnikov that leads the way for Carolina with 56. Anderson leads the way for Columbus with 58. Starting goaltenders, both are confirmed. Peter Mrazek, now 18, 12, and 3 with a 908 save percentage overall. McElhinney will be his backup. McElhinney, of course, 17, 8, and 2 with a 914 save percentage. Bobrovsky's the starter for Columbus, 30, 22, and 1 with a 906 save percentage. Korpisalo is the backup. He's 9, 6, and 2 with an 899 save percentage. So it's a pretty interesting goaltending matchup. You would not expect Mrazek to have better numbers than Bobrovsky at this stage of the year, and yet here we are. And Mrazek has been kind of fantastic in recent weeks, so we'll see if he can keep that up. But Columbus has to win this game. They are in dire straits right now. Even though Montreal loses last night, Columbus is in trouble, and they can't afford to keep losing. Now, if you're Philadelphia, you absolutely want Columbus to keep losing because of what happened last night. They need the teams in front of them to keep stumbling so that they can get closer. So next up is Philly. They're in Toronto tonight, so coming off of a loss against the Washington Capitals, schedule maker decided that they hate Philadelphia and has put them in against Toronto tonight. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Now, Voracek will be in the lineup because he's missed 2 games. But we'll see if that makes any difference for them. They're 34, 28, and 8 overall. They're in against the Leafs, who are 42, 23, and 5. And, of course, the Leafs are coming off of that rough loss against Chicago Blackhawks, 5-4. On the road, Philadelphia is 16, 14, and 4. At home, Toronto is 21, 14, and 1. Toronto won the other matchup with these teams this year, meaning that after tonight, they still have one more meeting before the end of the year. In March, Philadelphia is 4-2. So despite the loss last night, they're still doing pretty well this month. Whereas Toronto is 3-2-1. Toronto definitely wants to start playing better, especially when you look and see Boston's lost 3 in a row. You've got to take advantage of that if you're Toronto. On the scoring side of things, Giroux leads the way for Philadelphia with 20 goals, 53 assists for 73 points. Couturier, 28 goals, 37 assists for 65 points. Voracek, 18 goals, 43 assists for 61 points. On the Toronto side, Mitch Marner, that $12 million man, according to Brad Marchand, 24 goals, 60 assists for 84 points. Tavares, 39 goals, 38 assists for 77 points. And Morgan Riley with 19 goals, 48 assists for 67 points. Shots, Giroux leads the way for Philadelphia with 198. Tavares leads the way for Toronto with 244. Ice time leaders, Provorov, 25 minutes and 3 seconds for Philly. Morgan Riley, 22 minutes and 51 seconds to lead the way for Toronto. Your plus-minus leaders, Claude Giroux, of course, with Philadelphia, plus 14. And Ron Hainsey leading the league at plus 33. Hainsey quietly having an excellent season. The offensive numbers have been not great at times, but that's not what they're paying him for. Penalty minutes leaders, Haig, 57 penalty minutes to lead Philly. Hyman leads the way for Toronto with 57 penalty minutes on his side, but I was reading he was battling illness. We'll see if he plays tonight. Elliott's confirmed as the starter for Philly. I probably would have done it the other way around. I don't know. Throwing Carter Hart against either Washington or Toronto, I guess you have an equal chance of it being an issue, and maybe they figured with Carter Hart being at home. Anyways, Hart now is 13-9-1 with a 915 save percentage. Elliott is 11-8-1 with a 916 save percentage. Talbot's the third wheel. He has a 1 win and a 918 save percentage since joining the Philadelphia Flyers. Anderson will be starting for Toronto. He's 33-14-4 with a 920 save percentage, and he's hoping for a better start than he's had in the last 2. Sparks is 7-6-1 with a 906 save percentage. And I ask myself, like somewhere in the back of my mind, I think, is Freddie Anderson wearing out? There was some talk about that last year with Anderson and Vasilevsky both. I haven't heard that with Vasilevsky this year, but for Anderson, maybe that's part of it. Maybe they are overplaying Anderson, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens. If Anderson goes out tonight and has another wishy-washy or poor game, watch for Garrett Sparks to get some starts, because they need Freddie Anderson to be at the top of his game in order to have any chance in a first-round matchup against Boston. If Boston can exploit Anderson, it'll be over quickly. That being said, moving along, Anaheim. So the Ducks, who had been playing spoiler last night, they spoiled themselves. Really, this was just sad. 28-35-9 is the record for Anaheim. If I drink a beverage, it's because my throat's dry. Somebody accused me of product placement. Not product placement. I'd love to have some kind of a deal with somebody. I don't have deals with anybody. It's just I'm thirsty. Anyways, 28-35-9 is the record for Anaheim. The Colorado Avalanche, 30-28-12. Colorado got to get it together. They are 3 points. No, they'd be 5 points out now. Yeah, Colorado's in some trouble. On the road, Anaheim's 13-22-1, but at home, Colorado's an uninspired 15-13-6. Gotta fix that. They both won one of the matchups between these teams this year. In the month of March, Anaheim's 4-4. In the month of March, Colorado is 2-4. So Colorado has just got to turn things around. They don't have time. There's no time to be, well, we can practice and work on some things. No, you either win now or you're out. Getzlaf leads the way in scoring for the Anaheim Ducks with a woeful 12 goals, 29 assists, 41 points, which says a lot about the Ducks scoring this year. Henrique, 16 goals, 20 assists, 36 points. Silverberg, 21 goals, 12 assists, and 33 points to round out your top three scorers for Anaheim. McKinnon, 35 goals, 52 assists for 87 points for McKinnon. Rantanen, 30 goals, 56 assists, 86 points. So both of them could very well hit 100 points. We'll see what happens. Landeskog, 33 goals, 36 assists, 69 points. And, of course, he's out with injury. Shots leaders, Raquel, 160. And Rickard Raquel is a guy that I'm already picking for my bounce-back candidate next year. This year has been way too low in goal scoring for Raquel. He is way better than this. McKinnon, 304 shots to lead the way for Colorado. Ice time leaders, Hampus Lindholm for Anaheim, 24 minutes and 12 seconds, or 10 seconds on average. Nathan McKinnon leads the way with 21 minutes and 59 seconds on average for the Colorado Avalanche. Plus minus leaders, on the Anaheim side, Nick Ritchie and Troy Terry both have plus 5s. Nathan McKinnon has a plus 16 to lead the Colorado Avalanche. Penalty minutes leaders, Nick Ritchie leads the way for Anaheim with 58. Ian Cole has 111 for the Colorado Avalanche, and these days 111 penalty minutes is like 250 back in the 80s. Goaltenders, there's no confirmation, so I'll just speculate. It'll be Gibson because Miller played last night. Gibson's 20, 21, and 8 with a .915 save percentage. Miller's 7, 6, and 1, also with a .915 save percentage. On the Colorado side, you got to go with Varlamov here. He's 19, 17, and 9 with a .910 save percentage. Grubauer's 11, 9, and 3 with a .901 save percentage. So you kind of have to go with Varlamov because they need this win tonight. There's no room for error if you're Colorado. If they're going to make it, they kind of have to run the table almost, and they need teams in front of them to stumble. And Arizona, Dallas, St. Louis, I don't know that they can stumble far enough for Colorado to get in, but we'll see. Can you imagine if it comes down to the last day of the year, and it's Colorado and St. Louis again? Wouldn't that be like there's St. Louis fans right now going, that's not funny. I don't know why he's mentioning that. It's not funny. That wasn't funny last year. I don't know why. It wasn't funny last year, and he said we weren't going to make the playoffs last year, and it's his fault we didn't make it. All right. Last up, the Rangers, 28, 29, and 13. It's been a long year for the Rangers. They're in against the Calgary Flames, who are 43, 20, and 7. Excellent year for Calgary. There's been some speed bumps lately, but now it's been actually a pretty good schedule for Calgary, to be honest. And yet, well, they've got back-to-back wins. We'll see what happens, right? On the road, the Rangers are 11, 18, and 5. At home, Calgary's 22, 7, and 5. Month of March, the Rangers are 1, 3, and 3. Calgary's 2 and 4. So they lost 4 games to start March. Now they've won a couple in a row. Let's see if they can get closer to evening up that record with a Rangers team coming in that does look like a team that can be had, a team that can be defeated. Pretty much, yeah. Especially with the fact that it's in Calgary, right? Scoring leaders for the Rangers, Zibanejad, 27 goals, 39 assists for 66 points. Kreider, 26 goals, 23 assists for 49 points. And Jimmy Vesey, 16 goals, 18 assists for 34 points. On the Calgary side of things, Johnny Gaudreau, 33 goals, 57 assists for 90 points. It's going to be a 100-point season for Johnny this year. Monahan, 31 goals, 45 assists for 76 points. And Elias Lindholm, 27 goals, 49 assists for 76 points. Shots leaders. Zibanejad leads the way for the Rangers with 206. Gaudreau leads the way for Calgary with 222. Ice time leaders. Pionk leads the way for the Rangers with 21 minutes and 46 seconds on average. Giordano leads the way for Calgary with 24 minutes and 33 seconds on average. And Giordano's been a workhorse. Absolutely the best year he's had in his career. At 35, it's fantastic to watch. Plus minus leaders, Chris Kreider leads the way for the Rangers with a +7. Backlund leads the way for Calgary with a +31. Penalty minutes leaders, Brendan Smith leads the way for the Rangers with 57. And Sam Bennett leads the way for Calgary with 89. So Bennett definitely working on that sandpaper because his hands haven't quite been what was expected when he was drafted. But that's part of reinventing yourself as a player, and some early draft picks are able to do that, to figure out what it takes to stay in the National Hockey League. And not saying his hands won't eventually come around, just that if they don't, he's still got a nice long career ahead of him. Goaltenders, no confirmation here, so I'll speculate. I would say Georgiev tonight. Lundqvist is 18, 18, and 10 with a .909 save percentage. Georgiev 10, 11, and 3 now with a .907 save percentage. And I think they want to get as good a look at him before the end of the year as possible. I would expect Mike Smith tonight. Riddick is 24, 7, and 5 with a .909 save percentage now. Smith 19, 13, and 2 with an .896 save percentage. We'll see. They seem to be wavering on which one's going to be the starter. Like it was Smith for a good month there. Then they go through the 4-game losing streak. It's been Riddick. Let's see if they stay with Riddick. It'll be interesting to see what Calgary does from here. And game 1 of the playoffs, who's your starter? I still lean towards Smith, but we'll see what happens between now and the end of the year, right? Okay, there you go. You guys are all set for tonight's games. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.